Dear students of class 9, welcome to you all. Now, I was discussing the socialism in Europe and Russian Revolution. In my last class, I was discussing the coming of socialism in Europe. Here, I was discussing the what is socialism. Socialism was a new political trend which began in Europe at the time under the initiative of Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. What was their idea? At that time, the Industrial Revolution began in England in the mid of the 18th century. As a result of a new class of people came up. They are known as industrialists. And they invested huge amount of capital for factory production, and that's why they are known as capitalist class. They employed the workers in the factories, and the production is that you see that they earned huge amount of profit through production, factory production, and according to the capitalist socialist idea that the capitalist class owned the capital actually factories or industries, and their sole purpose was to making profit, not the welfare of the workers or working class. So it is the workers should establish the control over the industries, and it should be controlled by the working class, not the industrialist class whose sole concern was the exploitation. And naturally, we see that they wanted to establish a new type of society which would be free from exploitation, economic exploitation, and so it would be based on social equality, economic equality. So this is the idea in brief propagated by them. Now we see that the support for socialism. This idea just I mentioned, by 1870s, socialist ideas spread throughout Europe. These socialist ideas were spreading throughout Europe, and to coordinate their efforts, the socialists formed an international association. It was known as Second International. We know that in this way, the workers of England, Germany, they formed associations to fight for better living and working conditions. They, in England, in Germany, and many other countries of Europe, they wanted to form associations to fight for better living and working conditions. We see that in this way, in Germany, Social Democratic Party was formed. In England or Britain, by 1905, socialists and trade unionists formed Labour Party in Britain. Even it still exists in Labour Party in Britain. You know all, and Socialist Party in France. Socialist Party in France. Now, we see that however, we see, although the socialism was spreading, although different socialist political associations came up, but there was no, till 1914, there was no changes, or socialism did not come to Europe. I mean, you know that in the form of revolution I am telling. And all the government were busy in drafting the constitution, and it was the parliament who drafted different regulations and laws, but they failed to form a socialist government. And this government was previously, before 1940 Russian Revolution, run by the conservatives, liberals and radicals. Now Russian Revolution. We know that the Russian Revolution happened in the year 1917. It occurred in the month of October. It was also known as October Revolution. It was the Russian Revolution. When the Russian Revolution occurred, what was the condition of Russian Empire, political condition? At that time, Nicholas II was the ruler. He was an autocrat, and there is a vast empire of Russia. You see that the rule from Moscow, besides Moscow, that is Estonia, Latvia. You see that many other states were there within the Russian Empire, Finland, Poland, and the empire also stretched up to Central Asia, Azerbaijan and Georgia, etc. And you see that there was religious belief. There is a Greek Orthodox Church, and majority of the Russian people were follower of the Greek Orthodox Church. The Russian Orthodox Church was very powerful. Besides, there were also living Protestants, Catholics, Muslims and Buddhists. This is the condition, and already I mentioned the Russian Tsar was autocrat. He was an autocratic and despotic ruler, Nicholas II. Now, what was the social and economic condition of Russia at that time? The 85% people of Russia were agriculturists, or involved with agriculture. While the ratio was lesser, it was one of the greatest ratio. When in France, in Germany, the number was 40% and 50% respectively. We see that the industry in Russia was only limited. It was only limited, found in pockets, very limited. And prominent industrial areas were found at St. Petersburg and Moscow. St. Petersburg and Moscow. Now, we see that however, after 1890s, the industries expanded. You see that with the Russian railway network expanded. When the Russian railway network expanded, the large factories were set up, and coal production also doubled, and iron and steel production also quadrupled, 4 times. So, we see that there are also craftsmen, craft workshops along with the large factories at that time. There are the large factories, but most of the production was done by the craft workshops or craftsmen. So, almost we see that however, by 1900, in Russia I am telling, that craft workshops, number of craft workshops and the large factories were equal in number. Whatever it may be, so this was the condition. Now, what was the condition of the workers? Many workers came from the village, and also their strong link with the their own village areas, and many workers came to the cities and settled there. However, there are division among the workers regarding the status. Those who are metal workers of St. Petersburg, they considered themselves as very aristocratic workers, and because they are skilled in metallurgy. While we see that the women also worked as a laborer, they are 31%, and they were given less wages. and they had to work in the factories. So they are then much larger time. Now, what was the condition of the peasants, nobility, crown and church? We see that almost all the land was owned by the nobility, Orthodox Church and the crown. And the peasants, at that time in Russia, you see that they were also owner of the land, and even sometimes we see that they revolted against the nobility, and sometimes they killed them in order to grab the land from them. And while the peasants of other European countries like France, they are very loyal to the nobility, and actually that is the difference. The peasants were very aggressive, and we see that the peasants of Russia, they collectively pulled the land and divided the commune, that is called Mir, among the peasants, whatever it may be. That is the condition. So question may come, what is the difference between the condition of peasants and condition of France and other parts of Europe? So in Russia, the peasants are very aggressive. They had no loyalty for the nobility. They did not show any loyalty. We know sometimes they attacked them and also wanted to capture the land and murdered the nobles. So now socialism in Russia. What was you see that the socialism in Russia, now meanwhile the two political parties were set up. One was set up by the Russian Workers' Party and another one Peasants' Party. The first, we see that in 1898, Russian Social Democratic Workers' Party was set up. And it was mainly concerned with the welfare of the working class. However, the other socialists thought the peasants were the real socialists, and actually they should be given, you see that the peasants must be given a political right. So peasants also founded in 1900, it is Socialist Revolutionary Party, and it is we see that ultimately we see that there was, according to Lenin, although I am telling it again, that socialism in Russia, initially the workers were given priority, and workers set up Russian Social Democratic Party, Workers' Party in 1898, and they were very active in the beginning, and they also worked well, but still some socialists thought that peasants should be given right to found a party or establish a party, and the Socialist Revolutionary Party was set up accordingly. And this is how we see that the Lenin, the leader of the Bolshevik Party, there were the two political party at that time. So it was the Bolshevik Party and Menshevik Party. The socialism, that gradually was spreading in Russia. Bolshevik leader of the Bolshevik Party was Lenin, Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov Lenin. We must say in brief, Lenin. And however, according to Lenin, the socialism could not come to Russia with the help of the peasant, because there are rich peasants also, and naturally there is no unity among the peasants. And according to him, that is Bolshevik Party, Bolshevik Party should adopt the members on the basis of discipline. And while another party I mentioned, Menshevik Party also, the membership was open to all. It was open to all, the membership of the party, while the Bolshevik Party selected its members. or it was they are very strict about the discipline of the party. So ultimately this was the condition, and we see that now socialist revolution, you see that in what happened at that time. We see that while the Democratic Party workers and Socialist Revolutionary Party workers, the Social Democratic Party workers, Social Democratic workers and Socialist Revolutionary workers, together they wanted to bring a change, they wanted to draft a constitution, and you see that ultimately you know that the situation became gradually worse, and due to the, as already I discussed earlier, the Russian government was autocratic or despotic. So the prices of the commodities was increasing. There was, so the situation gradually become, you see that the worsening, and the condition became very bad. And now the strikes were often called by the, previously I mentioned what was the condition of workers. Although there is a division among the workers, I mentioned earlier, these are still there. When the dismissal of workers happened, when the working condition came up, they together united and called for strikes. Similarly, this thing happened when the four workers were dismissed. You see that the four members of the Assembly of Russian Workers, at Putilov Iron Works were dismissed. Then the strike began. In support of their workers, 10,000 workers organized the strike, and they came out, and you see that protested, they boycotted the factory and they protested against it. And when you see that the workers were led by one Father Gapon in 1905, the police fired on them and 1,000 workers were killed, 100 workers were killed and 300 workers were injured. So this incident was known as Bloody Sunday. This incident was known as Bloody Sunday. We know that what happened, it is in the form of 1905 revolution. 1905 revolution, it is incident. It was organized by it is said, by the Mensheviks. Although Bolsheviks supported it in the beginning. We know that what happened, that in this situation, Russian Tsar Nicholas II wanted to establish a consultative parliament. Elected consultative parliament, you see that the elective consultative parliament, or it was better known as Duma. Duma was he created, and ultimately it was dismissed within 75 days, because all the members, perhaps members were liberals and radicals, they challenged the autocratic right of the autocracy of the Tsar. Actually, Tsar dismissed the Duma and she called another Duma within 3 months. However, we see that now he allowed only the conservatives to be the members, to become the members of the Duma. Only the conservatives, and radicals and liberals were not allowed, so that he could carry on the rule over Russia. And thus we see that in this way, this is the beginning of you see that just the revolution began, and thus this is the beginning of the revolution. Next day I shall discuss the next, you see that the topic of this chapter. Thank you all.